Imagine for a moment that our sun, the massive ball of plasma that powers our solar system, were to suddenly explode tomorrow. The sun has been burning for around 4.6 billion years, providing us with light, warmth, and making life possible as we know it. Scientists predict that it will continue to shine for another 5 billion years. But let's think beyond these predictions for a second. What if that timeline were accelerated? What if instead of billions of years in the future, the sun were to explode tomorrow? The consequences would be beyond comprehension, turning everyday life on Earth into something out of a science fiction thriller. To understand the magnitude of such an event, let's dive into what would actually happen if the sun went supernova, a term for the explosive death of a star. Typically, supernovae occur with stars much larger than our sun. When these massive stars exhaust their fuel, they collapse under their own gravity, resulting in a massive explosion that can outshine entire galaxies. However, our sun isn't large enough to become a supernova. Instead, in about 5 billion years, it will expand into a red giant, shed its outer layers, and shrink down to a white dwarf. But just for the sake of this scenario, let's imagine the impossible, that the sun suddenly exploded. Due to the sun's distance of approximately 150 million kilometers from Earth, it takes around 8 minutes for light and heat to travel to us. So if the sun were to explode, we wouldn't know it right away. For those 8 minutes, life on Earth would continue just as usual, completely unaware of the catastrophe that had already occurred. It's a chilling thought. Everything looking and feeling the same, while an unimaginable disaster is already unfolding. But when the light and heat from the explosion finally reach Earth, the results would be immediate and catastrophic. The side of Earth facing the sun would be hit first, exposed to an intense blast of radiation and heat so powerful that the oceans would boil instantly. All forms of life would be vaporized in seconds, leaving the surface completely scorched. This isn't just an increase in temperature. It's a level of heat that would obliterate anything in its path. Meanwhile, the side of Earth not facing the sun would experience a brief respite, but it wouldn't be spared for long. The shock wave from the explosion would soon circle the entire planet, bringing with it extreme heat and chaos. Temperatures on the dark side of the Earth would rise drastically, approximately 15 times hotter than the current surface temperature of the sun. This would ignite massive wildfires, boil entire oceans, and cause atmospheric turmoil, completely disrupting and destroying all ecosystems in a matter of seconds. But the devastation doesn't stop there. The sun's gravitational pull is what keeps the planets in our solar system in their orbits. Without the sun, Earth would begin to drift aimlessly into the vast, cold darkness of space. And without its source of heat and light, our planet would begin to cool rapidly. In this lifeless journey, Earth would eventually become a frozen wasteland. Without the warmth of the sun, temperatures would plummet to unlivable levels. Within a week of the sun's explosion, the surface temperatures on Earth would drop to about minus 18 degrees Celsius, and within a year, they would plunge to a bone-chilling minus 73 degrees Celsius. Oceans would start freezing from the top down, turning into thick layers of ice. Within 1,000 years, Earth's atmosphere would collapse, leaving the planet exposed to cosmic radiation and meteor impacts. It's hard to imagine any form of life surviving such a scenario. Even if humans were to build advanced underground shelters, equipped with systems for air, water, and food production, it would only be a temporary solution. Life inside these shelters would be difficult, and resources would eventually run out. There's no easy escape from a dying planet in a solar system without its central star. But is there any hope for humanity? One theoretical option would be to search for a new home elsewhere in the galaxy. The closest star system to us is Proxima Centauri, which is over 4 light-years away. Such a journey would take tens of thousands of years, and even then, there's no guarantee that conditions would be favorable for life. The chances of finding a new star with the exact same conditions as our sun are incredibly slim. And while Mars has often been considered as a backup plan for Earth, even Mars depends on the sun's warmth and light. Without it, Mars would face the same fate as Earth, albeit at a slower pace. Another possibility might be to create a massive space station orbiting a distant star. This station could serve as a temporary refuge, equipped with advanced systems to sustain life in the harsh conditions of deep space. It would be a monumental task to build and maintain such a structure, but in the event of the sun's explosion, it could be humanity's only hope for survival. But what if the sun's death isn't a sudden explosion, but a gradual process, as predicted by scientists? Over billions of years, the sun will expand into a red giant, possibly engulfing nearby planets, including Earth. After shedding its outer layers, the sun will eventually shrink down to a white dwarf, a small, dense remnant that will continue to cool and fade over billions of years. During this long transformation, the materials ejected by the sun could contribute to the formation of new stars and planets, continuing the cosmic cycle of birth and death. It's an eerie reminder of the delicate balance that sustains life on Earth. Our existence depends on so many factors working in harmony. The precise distance from the sun, Earth's atmosphere, and the gravitational relationships between the planets. Without this balance, life as we know it wouldn't exist. One day, in a distant future billions of years from now, the sun will change and eventually fade away. By then, if humanity still exists, we may have evolved to live on other planets or space stations orbiting distant stars. Perhaps the remnants of our sun will contribute to the formation of a new star system, with new planets and potentially new forms of life. The sun's eventual death, though inevitable, will unfold over such an extended period that it's beyond our current understanding. For now, we can enjoy the warmth of the sun, appreciate the remarkable balance that sustains life, and continue our journey to understand the universe around us. So, next time you look up at the sun, take a moment to reflect on the incredible forces at play and the delicate harmony that keeps us alive. And remember, no matter what happens, the story of the sun is just one part of a much larger cosmic journey.